Bernie Sanders has emerged as the front-runner, winning the most votes in the first 3 states while consolidating his base of Liberals and young voters. Now, staying with Bernie Sanders, joining us now is Aaron Maté, contributor at The Nation. Aaron, good morning. Thanks so much for your time today. We had you on last week. You predicted that. Was any of what happened in Las Vegas a surprise to you?
No, it's clear that Bernie Sanders is the front runner right now. There was a question as to whether or not he could attract a diverse coalition because the first 2 states that he won, Iowa and New Hampshire, are mostly white. In Nevada, though, he blew away expectations, a huge win and a huge support amongst people of color.
Who do you think Donald Trump wants to go up against?
Well, I'm pretty sure that contrary to popular belief, he does not want to go up against Bernie Sanders. There was a leaked recording recently, back when impeachment was a big thing here, although we've forgotten about that now. But this character, Lev Parnas, who was briefly in Rudy Giuliani's inner circle, he secretly recorded conversations he had with Donald Trump. And Trump was recorded saying that the one candidate that he wished back in 2016 that Hillary Clinton not pick as her vice presidential choice was Bernie Sanders, because Trump said on this recording that Sanders was strong on trade and that if Sanders had been on the ticket, that could attract the workers who Trump ended up winning in places like Wisconsin and Michigan. So Trump himself said that he did not want to go back. He did not want to go up against Bernie Sanders in 2016. And I suspect Trump feels the same way in 2020 because Bernie Sanders is very strong on defending workers and speaking to working class issues. In terms of who Trump would like to face, I think Michael Bloomberg is a really weak candidate. He has a long history of policies that offend both Democrats and Republicans. So contrary to what Mike Bloomberg and his multi-million-dollar spin machine are trying to say, I think Bloomberg would be a very weak candidate against Trump.
All right, well, the next primary up is South Carolina. That takes place this weekend. According to the polls, Aaron, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but Joe Biden's got about 28% of the expectations, about 5% ahead of Bernie Sanders at this stage. So is that on trend, do you think? Is that what you expect to happen in South Carolina? And does that bring Joe Biden back into the game?
I'm not a pollster, and even the pollsters often make mistakes. So I am cautious about trusting polls. I mean, we all remember 2016 and in many places around the world. So I don't know. Biden has been strong there for a while. I think one thing is clear is that his lead has declined. He once had a huge lead over Bernie Sanders, but that has narrowed pretty significantly in recent weeks. And of course, right after that, you have Super Tuesday, where I think we're going to have the race decided unless somebody drops out soon. You're going to have too many of Sanders' so-called moderate supporters splitting up the vote. And, you know, as even Sanders' opponents are conceding that if nobody drops out, we could be on the threshold of having this race decided much earlier than previous contests.
Well, Aaron, just before we let you go, Julian Assange, his extradition hearing fast approaching in the UK. What does the US want to do with him?
Well, they want to cage him and silence him for the rest of his life. This is, in my opinion, a brazen assault on press freedom. Assange is being prosecuted for publishing accurate information, an unprecedented use of the U.S. Espionage Act. And so, you know, we should take what Trump administration officials say at face value. They've talked openly about killing Assange. I mean, this is something that is talked about openly in U.S. political discourse. I think they want to silence him and put him in a cage for the rest of his life so he can't do the work that he's done for many years now, which is expose the crimes and corruption of the most powerful.
All right. Aaron, once again, appreciate you speaking to us today. Look forward to chatting to you again soon, particularly as it becomes clearer who the Democratic nominee for the election is going to be, and that probably will become clear within the space of about a week after Super Tuesday next week. Aaron, thank you.
Thank you.